गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुस्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। नमामि गौडपादञ्च शङ्करं श्रीसुरेश्वरं स्वामिनं सच्चिदानन्दमिन्द्रं तं ज्ञानरूपिणे। Om Narayan Narayan Narayan. Today is Friday. We shall continue Sugama. Okay. यत्र तत्र एवं सति यत्र यदध्यासः तत्कृतेन गुणेन दोषेण वा अणुमात्रेण अपि स न संबध्यते. So adhisthana is not affected by either the guna or the dosha, either a positive quality or a negative quality of the adhyastha vastu. So this same thing he explains here. Anatma adhyasa kritena doshena natma sambadhyate. So by the defect of anatma, imposed on the atma doesn't get infected. Atma doesn't get infected by the defects of anatma, by the negative qualities of anatma. Similarly, anatma also doesn't get affected by the good qualities of atma. So, because the adhyasa is between atma and anatma. Therefore, neither atma gets affected by the qualities of anatma, nor anatma gets affected by the qualities of atma. That means because the adhyasa is not an event. See, this statement of Shankaracharya implies adhyasa is not an occurrence. Those who take adhyasa as an event, then in their view, the adhyasa becomes real, the qualities really infect the other. The qualities of adhyasa, adhyastha vastu, really infect the adhisthana. But this adhyasa is only in notion. If it is a purely notional adhyasa, the real thing remains unaffected. See how important this implication it is. If you say in a prakriya, there is an adhyasa, then there is an influence. There is a real adhyasa. If you say, it is an influence. But Bhashyakara has been telling it is purely adhyaso mithya pratyaya rupaha. So adhyasa is a mithya pratyaya. It is only a misunderstanding, a wrong thinking. Therefore, by thinking wrongly about a thing, you are not going to change the thing itself. Your mind thinks, but the thing remains the same. Okay. So, adhyaso nama atasmin tadrishtihi. Adhyasa means atasmin tadrishtihi. In a thing, taking a thing to be something different from what it is. Okay. Just by my taking, just by my thinking, the thing is not going to change. It is a thought in me, not in the thing. Similarly, nahi drishta, same thing he continues, nahi drishti matrena tadrupyam bhavati vastunaha. The implication Swamiji brings out very beautifully. Drishti matrena. Drishti, a darshanam, a perception. By a wrong perception, you are not going to change the thing to be this wrong. Or when you perceive the rope to be snake, you are not going to change the rope to be snake. Not even tentatively. Okay? Not even tentatively, not even a small part of it. It just not going to change. Rope remains ever the same. Even during the mistake, it's not at all affected. Rope remains ever the same even during its mistake. Therefore, nahi drishti matrena tadrupyam bhavati vastunaha nahi shuktau rajata drishti matrena tasyam kopi guna sambandho bhavati. When you perceive the snake upon the rope, the rope is not going to be affected by the snake. Akashe, another, he gives the shukti. The seashell is not going to get the quality of a silver. Even if you mistake, the silver remain, the seashell remains a seashell alone. It doesn't have the quality of silver. It may appear. Appearance means you perceive. It doesn't change. See, the word appearance in English means, see, the thing is appearing. It means the thing has changed. Okay? The thing is making a show. The word appearance in English implies that the thing is making a show. But here we are talking you perceive, not the appearance on the part of a thing. You perceive in such a way, and the perception is not going to change the thing in itself. Akashe talamalamattvadi drishti matrena va tasmin dosha sambandha kaschit. Another example, when the sky is seen as a blue, I perceive as a blue, that doesn't prove that sky has become really blue. Sky doesn't become blue in spite of your perceiving it to be blue. Tala. Tala means the sky looks like as if there is a surface. There is a blue umbrella. Okay? You look at the sky, there is a blue umbrella surface. Even if eyes perceive that there is an umbrella like, there is a ceiling, a blue ceiling, inverted umbrella ceiling. Umbrella itself, a blue umbrella, but there is nothing. My perception is not going to put an umbrella there. No umbrella. Okay. Anumatrenapi nasambadhyate. See, anumatrenapi, not even a bit. Anumatrenapi. Okay. Iti the muktam bhavati. So the idea is this. So idea, anumatrenapi nasambadhyate, not even a bit. The implication of this vakya Swamiji is giving here. Na kevalam vidyaya nivrutti samanantaram kim nama tat purvamapi adhyasa dashayam tatkalikenapi nadhyasikena doshena gunena va adhishtanam sambadhyate. See, this is a good point. Not only after knowing the truth. People say, after I come to know that it is a rope, then the snake goes away. Okay. After knowing that it is a rope, the snake won't remain, so the snake goes away. But it is not true. Snake doesn't go away. Oh, you mean snake continues to exist after knowing the rope? Oh, not in that sense. See, after you come to know the rope, snake doesn't go away. When I say, I only mean that there is nothing to go away. I don't mean snake persists. I only mean that snake never existed in order to go away. Neither existed before, nor it is going to go away. Neither. So during the adhyasa also, see, this is what Mula Vidyavadians say. During the adhyasa it is there. After jnana comes, adhyasa goes away. During adhyasa it must exist. Otherwise, how do you do vyavahara? See, they say you are doing vyavahara. So during vyavahara it is present, but after jnana it becomes mithya. So here he says, Swamiji says, tat purvamapi, even before knowledge takes place, even before you understand it to be false, or in other words, even before you falsify it, it didn't exist. It's not that it existed before and later alone it becomes false. No. It's not that after knowing the truth alone it goes away. It did not exist even before. That's an important. Even while you are take the example, even while you are perceiving the snake, there is only rope and no snake. This is important thing. Even while you are perceiving the snake, there is no rope and there is no snake, only rope is present. Similarly, even while we are perceiving the duality, there is no duality, there is no Dvaitam, there is only Advitiya Brahman. Even while perceiving, how can you say that while perceiving there is no world? Yes, because there is no perception. Except the perception, there is no world. Ramana Maharshi used to say like this, when people say, if say I am Brahman and everything is Brahman, then what about the world? Then Ramana Maharshi would say, does the world say that I am existing? Did the world come and tell you? Does the world come and tell you I am sitting here, I am here, how can you ignore me? How can you say that there is only Brahman and I don't exist, I am here sitting? Does the world come and tell you that I am sitting? It is you think that there is a world, it is your own thought. The world itself is not telling that I exist. It is you who think that the world is there. Therefore, world is only a perception. Duality is only a perception, not an existing reality, but only a perception. See this difference. Snake you only perceive. During perception, no snake. After understanding the rope, of course it is not there. Not only the snake is not present, not only after the rope is known. Note this point. Snake is not existing not only after the rope is understood, even before the rope is understood. Even while you think there is a snake, snake doesn't exist at all. This is purely Shankara's Advaita, which many people, they claim to be Advaitins. Those who claim to be Advaitins still away from Advaita. It's not new. Even in Shankara's period, there were many Advaitins who would say the world exists during Adhyasa and goes away after Jnanam. Shankara says it doesn't go away because there is nothing to go away. Knowledge doesn't remove. Therefore, the Dvaitam or the world did not exist even before, neither before nor now. There has been only Brahman. It is your mind alone that thinks that there is a world, that's all. The thinking doesn't impart any quality to the reality. Reality remains ever unaffected by your thinking. You can take any worldly example. You think it to be something. You think the pen to be pencil. The pen doesn't become pencil. So my misunderstanding is a pure misunderstanding. But Mula Vidyavadins say there is not only misunderstanding, there is a tentatively world rises. Tentatively world exists substantially. Positively world exists. Positively snake exists tentatively. It is born and appears. How? From there is an ignorance, a positive ignorance, a material ignorance sitting upon the rope, and during the mistake that material ignorance sitting smeared to the rope. Smeared on the rope, there is an ignorance, that positive substance transforms into snake, and it appears to you as a snake during your perception. See, is snake only perception, or there is a snake also additional to your perception? There is a tentative snake production during your perception. They say simultaneously. Mula Vidyavadins say simultaneously, along with your perception of the snake, there is a production of the snake. There is a production of the snake while you are perceiving it as snake. Okay, it is not simply perception of the snake. While perceiving, there is a tentative, a kind of existence to the snake. After you falsify it, its existence goes away. That means there is a production of snake, and by knowledge that produced snake gets destroyed. Okay, this prakriya is illogical. If something is produced, it is not misunderstanding. They say yes. They say it is not misunderstanding alone. According to Shankara, according to Satchidananda Swamiji, Satchidanandendra Swamiji, avidya is only a misunderstanding. Avidya is only a misunderstanding, nothing more than misunderstanding. They say, of course, misunderstanding is no doubt avidya, but while there is a misunderstanding, corresponding to the misunderstanding, there is a tentative production of world. World is tentatively produced along with your misunderstanding. Okay, and with jnanam, that substantial world gets destroyed. In this, it is anubhava viruddham, because nobody has seen world being produced. Nobody has seen world being destroyed. Nobody has seen snake being produced and on bringing the light, snake getting destroyed. Nobody has seen snake getting destroyed. Okay. Therefore, the production of snake and existence of snake, then getting destroyed, these are events, these are karmas, not the matter of ajnanam. Okay. If you say karma, as the Purvapakshis, as the Mula Vidyavadins say, they are events. Okay? If they are events, they won't go away by jnanam. One is it is illogical. Second, it is anubhava viruddham. Anubhava viruddham because nobody has experienced the snake being produced. Nobody has experienced on bringing the light snake getting destroyed, snake getting killed. Has anybody seen? The snake production and snake getting destroyed, both are false ideas of Mula Vidyavadins against Anubhava. It is, second thing is, it is illogical. Avidya is not material and doesn't produce it. Calling avidya as a material which produces a world and then the knowledge destroys it, all these three are illogical. Okay. Anubhava viruddham, illogical, and also bhashya viruddham. Bhashyakara says, Natu tatra rajatamasti pratyetyevatu kevalam. He only thinks, he only perceives that there is a snake, but no snake ever exists. See? You see the difference? You pratyatyevatu kevalam. People only perceive the snake to be there. Natu tatra rajatamasti. But in fact, there is no snake at all. Even during your perception, snake doesn't exist. Similarly, even during the perception of the world, my explanation may look very repetitive for you, but I tell you, this is the very important argument in the Mulavidyavadi circle. In Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha, they have been repeatedly telling, how the world is produced. Regarding that, pages they fill up. Lot of opinions, different opinion. Bhamatikara says how the world is produced. Panchapadikakara says how the world is produced. How the world, substantial world is produced. They have dedicated plenty of time and pages in proving how the world is a production. How the world is a production from a substantial avidya, a material avidya. From the material substance called avidya, world is born. Okay. But they miss important point which Shankara told. Adhyaso nama atasmin tad buddhi. Adhyasa is only a buddhi, is only a thought, is only a perception. It is not an existential reality. Okay? Adhyasa is only a perception. If you perceive something to be something else, the thing itself doesn't change. You alone perceive without the thing itself changing anything. It remains as ever as before. Okay? This is the point here. He says, Tat purvamapi adhyasa dashayam tatkalikenapi. You can't say, at least tentatively it exists. See, Mulavidya Vadins say the snake that is perceived, while perception is there is a tentative production of snake also. When you are perceiving Dvaita world, they say there is a production of the world, tentative production. Therefore, after Jnanam it goes away, no doubt. But tentatively it is produced. Here Shankaracharya says, neither tentatively it is produced, nor later it goes away. Okay? Because there is no production at all. Avidya is not produced. Waking state is not produced. Produce means beginning. Waking state as a whole has no beginning. Dream state as a whole has no beginning. To imagine beginning, you have to assume the time, because the very idea of beginning is within time. Okay, the very idea of beginning is within time. But the time itself, the entire cosmos, that means the entire time, past, present, future, the very idea of whole time, the very experience of time. How does the time begin? Time as a whole, the cosmos as a whole, how does it begin? Can you imagine first that? Impossible. Therefore, it is Anubhava Viruddham, Shastra Viruddham, and Yukti Viruddham. Therefore, Swamiji says here, Nakevalam Vidyaya Nivrutti Samanantaram. Not only, see, this Nivrutti word is a peculiar word in Sanskrit. It is a technical word of Vedanta. You should not take worldly meaning of really removing it. Therefore don't translate removing. It is correcting, not removing. The word Nivrutti is literally taken and translated in Indian languages. People are getting confused. Therefore, Nakevalam Vidyaya Nivrutte Samanantaram. Not only after knowledge dawns, avidya goes away. Kintari kimnama tatpurvamapi adhyasa dashayam tatkalikenapi. Even before knowledge, Tentatively there is a world, they say. Tentatively world is produced. And after Jnanam, of course, it goes away. But tentatively it produces. This is a wrong prakriya. Because Shruti Viruddha, Yukti Viruddha, Anubhav Viruddha, all Viruddha. Therefore, with that adhyastikena doshena gunena va adhishtanam na sambadhyate, with the qualities of adhyasta, adhishtana never gets affected. Like the mirror never gets influenced by any number of reflections it makes. Okay, anything that comes to its front, the mirror assumes the form of an object. Okay, therefore, yet the mirror is least affected. The mirror is not at all affected by any reflections, because reflections only appear without being there. Okay, they appear without being there. That means it is only a perception. अतः एव अध्यस्तस्य विद्यया अपोहो अप्यवकल्प्यते वस्तुधर्मत्व अभावात्. Therefore, removal by knowledge also is possible, because it is only a misunderstanding. If it were really there, knowledge would not remove. You would require some karma to remove it, some prayatna to remove it. Therefore, it is not a vastu dharma. Even during misunderstanding, even during wrong perception, the thing never existed there. The real Brahma remains as it is. Nahi kvachid vastu dharmasya apodri vidya. Knowledge does not modify a given thing. It only reveals a fact. It doesn't make any changes in the fact. See? Therefore, Kachit vastu dharmasya apodri vidya. Knowledge doesn't change the object which you know. See, when you know something, suppose you know the pencil or a pen, by your knowledge are you going to change the pen? Just by knowing it? Knowing doesn't make any changes in it. Etena मिथ्याध्यास काले नवीनमेव किंचिद अनिर्वचनीयं प्रातिभासिकं समुत्पद्यते. Oh, beautiful. See, this is what I told. Therefore, see, this is what Mula Vidya Vadins say during mithyadhyasa. During mithyadhyasa means during adhyasa, during misunderstanding. Naveenameva kinchid anirvachaniyam pratibhasikam samutpadyate. Something new, anirvachaniya substance comes to existence in order to appear. This is Mula Vidyavadi. And what Vidya does is removes really, destroys really something. Iti vadamo vadanto Anushankara Vedantina. Swamiji openly says here, Anushankara Vedantins, that means post-Shankarites. Post-Shankara Vedantins. Okay. Parastaha bhavanti. So these post-Shankarite Vedantins who advocate this idea that at least during adhyasa something gets transformed and appears, then with knowledge that gets destroyed. This prakriya unnecessary, superfluous and wrong, outright wrong. Vakshatihi, okay. Tesham pakshe anirvachaniyotpattihi. They say some substance is produced. What is produced is an anirvachaniya existence. It is not totally non-existence. Some kind of an existence it has. Tesham pakshe अनिर्वचनीयोत्पत्ति निवृत्तिभ्याम अधिष्ठानस्य विशेषो अभ्युपगत स्यात्. So in their view, this is what will be the result if they hold such a view. The result of such holding such view is that tesham pakshe anirvachaniyatva. Anirvachaniya padartha utpatti, when they say nivruttibhyam, anirvachaniya padartha is produced and with jnanam it's destroyed. If you take like this, then what happens? It implies that adhisthana undergoes some change. Adhisthana is really affected by it and it undergoes change. That's why it has to again and again take the class. Otherwise you tend to forget it. So, adhishthanadalli visheshavenilla. New snake appearing and snake disappearing doesn't make any difference to the rope. Similarly here, vishesho abhyupagatasya taccha ayuktam. This is not true. ಹಾಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ತಪ್ಪಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಭಾಷ್ಯಕಾರ ಅನಭಿಮತಂಚ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ವ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಭಾಷ್ಯಕಾರ. ವಕ್ಷತಿಹಿ once again he is going to say in Sutra Bhashyasi, natu ahibuddhi kale tadapagama kale. When the snake is perceived and the snake goes away, during these two different periods, the thing doesn't change. Cha vastunaha kaschid vishesho asti. Adhisthana doesn't have any vishesha, any speciality, because just like a mirror, in spite of reflecting many forms, mirror remains mirror. It doesn't change anything. Okay. Atayeva vidya krutopi vishesho natmanaha iti siddha. Just concluding 2-3 sentences. Now we discuss elaborately. We'll conclude it, though the time is up. So we'll just conclude it. Okay. Atayeva vidya krutopi visheshaha natmana iti prasiddham bhavati. So what is the implication? The implication is Brahma has neither avidya nor vidya. He doesn't have the two states that tentatively avidya and then later vidya. Avidya, vidya are not the states of Brahman. Brahman himself is same Swatasiddham. Swatasiddha Brahma doesn't depend upon these external things. Okay. Therefore, vidya krutopi, there is no vishesha. Vishesha means there is no modification, there is no effect on the Brahman of Brahman being ignorant and Brahman coming to knowledge. Now these two states only pertain to Jiva. It's like sun is setting and rising appears to us, not to the sun. Sun is rising, traveling and setting. Earlier there was avidya and later it gone away. These things do not affect Brahman, because from the standpoint of Brahman these don't exist at all. Okay. Therefore vidya emba two standpoints don't exist for Brahman. Atayeva vidya krutopi anasti tayorapi buddhivritti matratvat, because jnanam is only a thought, state of mind. So atat atma dharmatva anupapatte. Therefore neither vidya nor avidya belong to Atman. Belong to means they are not the nature of Atman. Vidya, avidya, both of them are kalpita. They are not the nature of Atman. They have no connection with the Atma. This is important. See, Mula Vidyavadins made mistake here. Tayorapi buddhivritti matratvat adharmatvanupapatte. Both vidyas are only at the level of mind. Atma remains unaffected neither by ajnanam nor by jnanam. Atma remains ever pure. Okay. Avidya drishtyaivatu vidvan avidvan iti cha vyavaharaha. See, calling Brahmajnani as a Brahmajnani also from the worldly standpoint, from Ajnani standpoint, this is important. It is being in the realm of ignorance that you divide people into some are jnani, some are ajnani. But in Brahma Swarupam there is no ajnani, everybody is jnani only. So the special status of jnani given to jnani is only avidya kalpitam. It is not true. See, it is not true. He remains to himself. Therefore, see, avidya drishtya, from the standpoint of avidya alone, vidwan, avidwan, iti cha vyavaharaha. So, somebody is ignorant, another is jnani. Somebody is jnani, somebody is ajnani. This vyavahara is also within adhyasa. Without adhyasa, you can't make this distinction. Tattanna prasmartavyam, this we should not forget. Punarapyetat swavasare eva vivarishyamaha. This will be discussed again at its a suitable time. That means when this topic comes once again in future, we are going to discuss it. So therefore wait until that time. Therefore don't worry. Punarapyetat swavasare eva vivarishyamaha. But now here we have discussed very elaborately 15 pages. Now we conclude this topic and proceed to the next. Atara prakrutam tu idam. Now though we discussed little elaborately, it looked that we have deviated, but in fact it is not total deviation. It is in a way related to the Vedanta only. How is that? Yadyapi loke pratata yesha atmanatmanor itara adhyasa rupa avidya. See, although everybody experiences this atmanatma itara adhyasa, the mutual exchange adhyasa, yet tathapi natavan matrena vastutopi atmanaha samsaritvam bhavati. This shows that Atma doesn't undergo any samsara. Though you perceive yourself to have samsara, but in reality you don't have samsara at all. See, this is interesting. Atma doesn't experience samsara. Whether jnani or ajnani, both you see. Whether jnani or ajnani. There is no reality. Nobody experiences samsara. It is only a wrong thinking that there is samsara. But in actual experience, there is no samsara at all. Tatacha atmaswarupa yathatmya pratibodhanaya. Therefore, since he is ignorant, he has to be taught. Therefore, to understand the truth, atmaswarupa yathatmya bodhanaya, to help him to understand the atmaswarupam as it is, shrutinam pravrittir nishpratyuha. Therefore, shrutis go about teaching. Pravritti means the effort on the part of the shruti, on the part of the shastra is apratyuha. It has no obstructions. Tadartha nirnayaya cha brahma jignasa shastrasya pravrittihi. Therefore, just because Shastra is telling there is ignorance and after knowledge you will become enlightened, these two things are kalpita. In fact, in the Atma's nature, in the nature of Atma, it neither had ajnanam nor it will come to have jnanam later. Okay. You only come to discover that you are eternally free without any samsara, without any avidya. Avidya is there, avidya only from the avidyavan's standpoint. In the nature of Atma, there is no avidya at all. Therefore, though avidya doesn't exist, still it appears, it is only a perception, it is to be there. Now the Shastra or Guru come and teach you that this perception is wrong. That's all. Okay. So this point is over. Next fifth point, next paragraph, Bhashya paragraph begins. I just read out the heading and close it for today. Atha vyavahara matrasya avidyakatva pratipadakam bhashyam. The entire vyavahara is due to ignorance. He is going to show. Entire vyavahara, whether laukika, shastriya, even Vedantic sadhana, sannyasa, all this is within avidya. Brahman doesn't have this at all. Neither avidya nor vidya. Brahman remains totally untouched. It is you are imposing, calling it as a mad dog so that you can comfortably kill it without attracting any punishment. So to escape the punishment, he says, oh, dog was mad, therefore I had to kill it. So you brand it to be mad because you want to kill it, and therefore you brand it. So that should not be the way. So anyway, so entire Vyavahara is due to avidya. All Vyavahara, even Jnani, Ajnani, Sadhaka, everything. Because Brahman himself alone is ever pure and ever untouched by anything. Therefore, this Bhashya we will see in the next class. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om Tat Sat.